Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Ron Doyle on Maryland's Eastern Shore. I'm doing a video for you of lighting options for construction equipment, rental equipment you own. I've done some things to my Vermeer CTX-160. I've done some hardwired lights on it. I've got a 14-inch bar light from Harbor Freight. It's a road shock, model number 64321. 14-inch, pretty heavy duty. It's cast aluminum. It's got stainless steel hardware with it. Mounted this on the front, shining out. I'm going to do a light output demonstration for you as part two. This is basically an overrun of the different products that I'm going to show you in light output. This is in combination with two of these, our side marker lights on the Vermeer CTX-160. This is model number 64322. It is 3-inch floodlights. They sell these in floodlight and they sell them in spotlight. I chose the floodlight option. In combination with their wiring harness kit, this is 64330. This comes with fuse link, wiring harness, 40-amp relay, and water resistant DT quick connects. Now I will tell you, trying to mix and mingle this stuff with other manufacturers may not work. Got two of these traveler lights. Now on the model on this, couldn't find the model on the box, but on the instructions, this is a TRV 6.29 inch LED light bar spot. These are designed to shoot in a horizontal fashion, and right now on the back of the machine, because of the low profile clearance that these have, I stood them in a vertical fashion. They work fine. One of them did burn out on me, and I've already swapped it out. That's why you see one missing out of this package. I don't know if it was excess vibration or if it was because I got these on clearance. Ended up getting a 2-pack of these for $23.99 plus tax, of course. And these seem to fit where I was going to put them on the machine quite well. They give you more of a vertical light, more of a runway style, and I've got them so that they're slightly about the width of the machine as I'm backing up. Now, as far as distance output, these are 600 feet. They light up the field pretty good. Now, using these in conjunction with a road shock Harbor Freight wiring harness kit, the polarity on these is backwards and does not marry up with this. The plugs marry up, but I had to switch the polarity on these to get it to work with the wiring harness kit from Harbor Freight. And so far so good. Now I will tell you, with this light wiring harness kit from Harbor Freight, what I've experienced so far is that I've burned out 2 of their switches. The first one give out, I'm going to go by not months but hours on the machine. I put about 35 to 40 hours before the first switch went out, and the second switch went out at about 60 hours. And that's me grabbing the wire underneath and wiggling the bottom of it where the stay-cons clip up to the bottom. I would wiggle it, and something inside the switch would come back on. As soon as I let go of it, it would shut back off. Went to Harbor Freight, and they were gracious enough to give me 2 brand new switches out of the package. These are less than a year old. But my opinion, I believe these aren't holding up due to excessive vibration that the Vermeer CTX-160 puts out. Shake, rattle, and roll. So, getting all this hooked up on the machine, this is part 1. This is an overview of lighting options that are awesome for, like I said, rental equipment and equipment you own. And then I did a light modification to the DeWalt. This is a DeWalt DCL-077. You've seen this in another one of my videos. I attached neodymium N52 magnets to the bottom of it, and I did a demonstration riding on a Toro zero turn around the perimeter of the field, which is the bumpiest part that's adjacent to my property. And this light stayed on there with a 9 amp hour battery, 2060 volt. This is a really nice option. I've checked on these magnets recently. They're still not available. They're out of stock. So hopefully Amazon can get these back in stock, or magnetsforless.com. If I would have known how good this would have worked from day one, I would have never went through the extent of wiring my machine. I like this light just as much as this combination, and what you're going to see. You're going to see this combination here as part 2 of my video. Part 3 of the video is going to be the DCL-077 DeWalt light stuck to my machine, and I'm going to turn these lights off. Due to the extent of wiring and the expense and the time it took to do this, this is a real appealing option that I love. Something else that I had bought years ago as a emergency repair light, it comes with, it's a buyer's product. It comes, let me stick it back up here so you all can see it. It's aluminum base with a like a plastic, hard plastic lens. I don't know how else to describe it, but it is a buyer's product. It's labeled, the box is kind of ready. It's labeled as a LED 4.5 inch round floodlight. Super strong magnet, 6 clear LEDs, clear lens. It's 12 through 24 volt. It has an IP rating of 67. Model number on this light, let's see if I can find that for you. I looked on Amazon for this light and I could not find it. I bought this light from a local distributor here in Salisbury. Part number, don't have a model number, I got part number for you. Part number is 1492130. 1.5 amp hour, I'm sorry, 1.5 amps, 12 volts, 1350 looms, 30-foot cord, and the push buttons on the end of it. magnetic base, IP67, and it weighs 2.5 pounds. I really like this light. I bought this as an emergency light, and one day in particular, I was doing a trench job, and the trench job was taking quite a bit longer than I anticipated. I rented a Ditch Witch 750. It could have been 755. Anyway, with that particular machine that I rented did not have lights on it. I ended up disconnecting the trailer that I pulled the mini skid on with the trencher head, turned the truck around and put my headlights shining at me. Of course, you know, working around headlights, it'll blind you. You get where you can't see right. And I remembered I had this light behind my truck seat. I got this light out, and I found a cigarette lighter on the Ditch Witch. I plugged this light in and was able to work better, more comfortably, without being blinded by my truck lights. I went to the truck and I turned the truck lights off and used this to finish up the job. I stuck this to the hood of the Ditch Witch. This got me out of a jam. This sucker is awesome. I would highly recommend this. I remember paying roughly $55 for this. Now there are versions of this. There are versions of this light on Amazon. Stainless steel hardware, magnetic base. I don't imagine this is stainless. This is probably just chrome plated. 30-foot power cord. Plugs in the cigarette lighter, and the off-on button is on the end of it. Really quick way to get some light at where you need it. Of course, the Ditch Witch mini skid vibrates real bad too. Didn't have any problem with this burning out. I still use that light today. That light I got as a backup light stuck inside my mini skid as an emergency. If I need to light around the machine, I can plug it in and walk anywhere around that I want. I've also used this to change the oil underneath my truck. Stick this to the oil pan, stick this to steel transmission pan, drive shaft, whatever. Works awesome. But these are hardwired and temporary lighting that are awesome for small equipment that could be useful on your job. Stay tuned for part 2, hardwire version on a CTX-160 mini skid, and part 3 with temporary light. Stay tuned. I'll give you a little walk around of where I've stuck these lights at. Switches are located over here. That's the front bar light. That's the back 4 lights. 2 side marker lights and 2 running for the back. The 64321 got it mounted. Took out the factory bolt right there. Had to drill a hole there, bolt it from the underside. Now the cord on this comes from the back. Drilled a hole, used a zip tie with a integrated hole. Drilled a hole in there, tied that down, ran the wiring through here. There's enough clearance that's not even rubbing the wire, if it is at all. And that is the 14-inch light bar from Harbor Freight mounted onto the front of this machine. Now on the side marker lights that I've got, these are the Roadstock 3-inch L.E.D, and these are in a flood configuration. They sell these in spot. I chose flood. They're mounted on the sides of the machine with proper clearance. When the hoses go up and down, they nestle right in between it, and they don't knock the adjustment out. Now, that is drilled through. What you have to do is remove your bump pad off the side, drill your hole through your frame, your 1/4-inch plate, bolt your light on, and what I've done was ran that wire up underneath of this tank clip, and both of my wires run down the frame and they go through the hole in the side of the frame. The red one that I've got taped is to identify the side marker light, and the white banded tape resembles the one that's in the back. The one that's in the back is the traveler's light 1497812, and they're also drilled. Let's see if you can see that. They're also drilled through this metal frame, and I positioned both of these bolts, the one from this one and the one from this one, underneath of this pad. Carefully doing measurements, drilling a smaller hole first. After you take this pad off, drill your holes for where your location is going to be. Make sure that there's an inner skin of plastic underneath of this bump pad that this vinyl is stapled to, and you want to make sure that you're inset on that plastic on both of these holes. And what I've done was I drilled out the back side of this plastic on this bump pad so that this pad will still lay flush to the metal frame. And then after you get your bolts in and get them set to the proper tensioning you need to hold the heads so they won't accidentally move or vibrate, put your pad back on. Then I ran my wiring with very minimal holes on top of the fuel tank, going across, like I said, going into the frame. Same thing over here. Over here I don't have the fire extinguisher in the way, but you can actually see a bolt going through this metal frame. These are Allens to take your bump pad off. There's 3 of them. You got to take this one off, that one off, and one off down there. Then you can drill your 2 holes. And once you got small holes drilled through the frame, and you've dimpled the back of that plastic with that drill bit, you can pull these pads off, and then you can drill a bigger hole to allow clearance for the nut and the washer that go through this. So these lights are not holding this bump pad on. I can still take this bump pad off with removing these 3 screws. Pretty simple installation. Now, if I press hard and put my finger into it, I can probably feel the nut of that bolt coming through. And honestly, I don't feel it. And I'm pressing pretty hard. I even believe I cut the end of the bolt off so that it wouldn't protrude through the pad to where you hitting this real hard would hurt your leg. But if you decide to do this in this fashion, make sure you raise and lower the loader arm, because these hoses will arc back and forth. And right now they're as far forward, but when you raise this loader arm up, these hoses will pivot back and they will actually nestle right in here. This outer hose will obstruct a little bit of this light on this edge, and you may get more shadowing with the boom in the up position, just so you know that. But these lights with this in this fashion are awesome for lighting up your fuel tank at night. You can see exactly how much is in there. So stay tuned for part 2 hardwire version on this CTX-160. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Ron Doyle. This is part 2 of the Vermeer CTX-160 light output. Did some light adding to this Vermeer. I'm going to give you all a little blinding demonstration. Got the pallet forks on there right now. She has got the Harbor Freight light bar on the front. It's got Harbor Freight pod lights on the sides. It's a 14-inch Harbor Freight light bar. These are the, I believe, the 4-inch pod lights from Harbor Freight, and these are Tractor Supply mountable spotlights. I'll leave all the information down below. But this video is going to give you a demonstration of the light output. This is the back of the machine. I've got it shining back at my woodshed. Now, where these lights are in a vertical fashion, they're giving you more of a straight beam shot. Side marker lights, they're situated in a fashion that these hoses come in here as the arm goes up so that it doesn't knock the adjustment out. You still put your fuel in here. You can see your light output covers pretty much all of this area. If you're running over culvert pipes or by a ditch, you got a pretty good perimeter marking. Same on this side. Now, from the operator's position, I'm gonna set you up in this stand. Do a little pallet fork grappling demonstration for you. Gives you a little bit of view of the rear of the machine. This is operator's presence. Lights a little bit around the base of the machine. This is what your pod lights show you off to the sides. It also aids in filling the machine up. You can see what's going on and how much you've got. A little bit of shadowing around the track area, right in here. Same on both sides. Now, this bar light, your loader arm going up, you're going to lose some visibility. You're going to have some shadowing going across the front of the hood because of where it's positioned.